Hello, my name is Kelly Arthur. I am Wayne County Schools Math Curriculum Specialist, and I'm very excited today to be here with you, not only to share with you as parents and families what we're doing in Wayne County with math, but also what your child is experiencing in their classroom, and to offer resources for you to help your child at home. So, we welcome you to Wayne County Schools Family Engagement Academy. And I first want to ask to have you look at this cartoon for a second. This comes from The Invincibles. And just think about, is this you? Has this been you when you are at home working with your child, either on an assignment or homework or a project? And what I like about this is that we all find ourselves in that situation as families, and we're wondering, why has math changed? Why is it so hard? Why can't they just do it this way? When really math hasn't changed at all. It has just moved from teaching the what to now teaching kids the why. Why is 9 plus 1 10? And our teachers are required by policy 2522B in the state of West Virginia to teach certain standards for math per grade level, and those standards are having your students participate in why math is learned the way it is. And it's really fun because it makes elementary math especially more hands-on and engaging. So, looking at this graphic for just a minute, talking about why we want your child to start being problem solvers and learning the why behind math and the way it is. If you look at this graphic, we see that in 1970, these are the most valued skills that an employer would need. Moving to 1999, we see that computational skills, that's the traditional way we learn math, and the way you've learned math, to computational skills not even being in there in 1999 as the most valued skill, to 2020, we now want our employees to be problem solvers, complex problem solvers, critical thinking. They want them to be creative, to offer an idea, to have good people management skills, emotional intelligence, getting along with others, coordinating that, being able to make decisions and have cognitive flexibility. And cognitive flexibility means we want kids in our classrooms to think about a math problem in different ways. For example, if you tell a child that a farmer looks out amongst his field and sees 38 legs on cows and chickens, how many cows and chickens does he have? Well, then students can come up with several different ways to solve that problem. They may say, well, I know that a cow has 4 legs and a chicken has 2 legs, and I may draw a picture to show that. Or a child may start writing equations, 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2. But either way, it is, we're asking our teachers in your child's classroom to provide more opportunities for the kids to be creative and have an idea of how to get to that problem. So we want them to get the right answer, and of course that's always going to be the expectation in math, but now we want kids to be able to explore an idea, follow that idea with conjecture, and experiment with it to see if this is always going to be a way I can solve this problem. And that's what employers are looking for when by the time your child gets to be an employee. We want them to be problem solvers. So we want our teachers to start providing more opportunities in their class, and they are, for kids to explore problem solving. Following along that line of thinking, the state of West Virginia has launched this year a new initiative called Unite with Numeracy. And on this website, at the wvde.us/Unite with Numeracy. There are several videos there that are helpful for families, that will provide resources for families and tell you why the state of West Virginia is going to follow along this path of developing problem solvers, complex thinkers in math, critical thinkers in math, and more hands-on experiences in math for your child. Another website that's great for parents is our Math for Life site, and it launched about 8 years ago. The Unite with Numeracy website, as part of the West Virginia Department of Education, and the Math for Life site all go together. Math for Life provides parents with grade-specific resources. There on this website, Math for Life, you will find a brochure that will let you see what your child is not only learning in that grade, but how they will learn it and ways for you to support your child at home. So, for example, let's say that your child is beginning to learn fractions in third grade, and learning that a fraction is actually part of a whole. It may say in the brochure, practice fractions at home in the kitchen, make a pan of brownies, and talk about how many pieces each person in your family will get if they partition or cut that pan of brownies, and then start talking about how that's a fraction. They're going to be doing those kind of things with math manipulatives in their classroom, so that will go together nicely. Here are some pictures of my experiences in Wayne County classrooms. Most of my job is in classrooms, K to 12, all 18 schools, and working with teachers, modeling lessons, co-planning, working through our standards together, and presenting these new initiatives to our teachers. And we have some fantastic, hardworking teachers who are really embracing this understanding of what math now looks like and how they can prepare their kids for not only when they get out of school, but their job or college or postgraduate training. And these experiences range from kindergarten to the trig class at high school level, middle school, elementary school. And what all these pictures have in common, as you can see, is that students are working through a math concept with hands-on math manipulatives. A manipulative can be anything. Here we have connecting cubes, but you could also use Lego blocks if you have those at home. We see kids standing vertically, working through a concept with the teacher as a facilitator. So when you're visiting your child's classroom or talking to your child's teacher, you may see that the teacher has started to change roles. Not so much standing at the board showing kids how to do the math problem, but actually presenting the problem to them, letting them explore it collaboratively in student groups, and facilitating the learning as she moves or he moves across the classroom and gets to work with different groups at the same time. When students, there is the research in Unite with Numeracy that's showing standing versus sitting parts of the day, helps students to engage more and think through a problem. We also encourage our teachers to allow students to work in small collaborative groups of 3 and to launch new concepts with a math task or a real world problem for them to solve, like we heard with the chickens and the cows in the second grade example. So this looks a little bit different than when we were in school, where you would go into your math class and you would sit in desks facing the front in rows maybe. The teacher would present how to do the problem at the board, and you practice that. And you would do the problem exactly how the teacher would explain it at the board or in the notes that they gave you. So we are really excited about our Unite with Numeracy initiative. We've adopted that in Wayne County, and we're seeing great results. How can you help your kids at home and support them and their teachers as we move through this journey of creating problem solvers and critical thinkers? One, be positive. I haven't found anything in research that said that math is genetic. So when we say, well, I wasn't good at math, so my daughter or my son's not going to be good at math, I haven't found that to be true. Now, there may be something out there that says that, but in my role professionally, I think that everyone can be good at math, can enjoy math, and if we adopt that attitude at home, in supporting our kids, we're going to see them have a more positive mindset and want to try harder in their class. Link those math opportunities at home with your child in your daily life. If you have littles, let them count and sort the laundry into different baskets. Be in the kitchen talking about fractions as they cook and measurement. Being outdoors and noticing different types of geometry, shapes, and angles outside. All these things help to support the math concepts that they're learning in their classroom. The best way to support what they're learning in the classroom is to play board games with your child at home. There's so many great critical thinking skills that happen when children have a family game night and they actually have to work through strategies to win at the game. So playing cards especially helps your children with numeracy. It helps them provide great critical, it provides great critical thinking skills and strategies when having to think ahead or estimate number amounts in their head. So we are trying to reduce the digital time. So if they are on their game systems a lot, not to say that some of those aren't great, especially Minecraft, that's very supported in school because it's science and math based. Allowing yourself time to be off of the iPads and off the game systems, even though there's some great educational pieces to those, actually working through strategies hands-on in a board game is going to promote that a little bit more. Talk about careers. When you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Maybe mention how math comes into play with those careers. If your child is wanting to be a nurse or a doctor, not only will they have to have science, but you could talk about the math that they will have to know for that as well. Have high expectations. Again, we don't want to say, well, I'm not good at math, so you're probably not going to be good at math. We want to set that expectation in the classroom and at home that you're a life learner and that we may be struggling with math now, but let's find another way that we can get to that answer in the problem. We'll do that together at home. We'll work through it together. It's also good as a parent to be a little bit humble in the fact that we don't have to know everything as teachers and parents. A lot of the times, 33 years in the classroom, I found that the best lessons I taught were when my kids, my students, came up with the strategies or the ways of learning it themselves. So just having that humbleness about us to say, I don't understand why you're using these color tiles to find the area of that rectangle, but let's discover that together and let's work through that together. That does so much for your child's self-esteem, to feel confident in that and provide a safe space for them to know that it's not okay that I don't know it now, but I will know it in the future. And mom and dad and grandparent and family mentor person is there to help me. Support homework, don't do it. That's a biggie. When your child comes home with homework, and believe me when I tell you this, your child knows how to get out of doing homework. And our little beautiful children that we think may never do things like that. They do. I have two of the greatest sons in the world, and they knew how to play mom at getting out of homework. They may even say, I really don't have to do this, or it's not due tomorrow. And all those things are normal. So having a set time, a schedule during the afternoon or evening where the kids have a routine, they set aside for homework, and you are with them going through the homework together. Maybe approach it like, hey, what did you learn in school today? I know that you did math today. Show me what you learned. Show mom how to do it. Show dad how to do it, because I didn't learn that way. And so letting them play that role, reverse that role to where they're the teacher, is actually helping them learn it. So that's one way and they may get excited about that, and they know, okay, 4:30 we're going to sit down and do homework with mom or dad, or parent or guardian or grandparent. They know they'll be excited about that because they get to play that role and they get to teach you something. This is my contact information. Please reach out via email if you have any questions. I would love to talk with you as a parent or guardian about ways you can support your child at home. And either we can meet at school or during an after-school time. But not only am I here in my role to support teachers and students, but parents and families as well. So thank you for this opportunity.